I'm doing a mini series, I suppose, about my lock stitch machine. I have a Husqvarna Viking Freesia 415. The 425 is very similar, so if you have that machine, this video will work for you too. Your machine is just a little bit cooler than mine. Today I am going to show you how I thread my machine. First, I'm going to start by naming the parts of my machine involved in this process. This is a spool holder. This is also a spool holder. These are thread guides. Down here we have the tension control, also called the tensioner. My machine has little idiot-proof arrows here. I like that. From there, we go up to the take-up lever in here, which, as you can see, this has a little hook here. And then follow it down. We have another thread guide here and the needle. Please use the same type of thread on the spool as well as the bobbin. It doesn't have to be the same color, but it does need to be the same weight and fiber content. In order to thread the machine, I need to have a bobbin. In order to spin a bobbin, we start out by putting the spool on the spool holder with the end cap to hold it in place. I go underneath this thread guide, over this thread guide, around this one, over here on the bobbin spinning assembly is where I will put my bobbin once I've got the thread going through. Do you see that little hole there? Okay. The bobbin goes on so that you can see that little Husqvarna H. And then we push it down. This here helps prevent the bobbin from just spinning and spinning and spinning until it's totally overfilled. Once it's full, we push it back up, pull it off, and cut the thread. There is a little razor over here for doing so. However, I find that it tends to make the end of the thread a little too fluffy and hard to put through the eye of the needle. That's all. So I cut it with scissors, and then I trim off this little piece that was coming out of the hole there. I put the bobbin in by first taking the bobbin cover off. Again with the Husqvarna H facing us, put in the bobbin. And down around this, there's a little groove there it has to go in, and it will slide underneath that hook there. And I've got idiot-proof arrows here too. It's great. So through that little groove there, through the tension, around the thread guides, and out that way. And we put the plate back on with, yes, it's a little tail hanging out. Then, for threading the machine, we still go through that thread guide and over that guide. But then we go down into this hole, crease, groove, whatever here, crack, and through the tension control or tensioner over here. And we pull it up over the take-up lever and back down. There's another thread guide here. and then through the eye of the needle from front to back. The last step is to spin the hand wheel until you hear that sound. The needle will be down. Hold on to this thread that comes out of the eye of the needle and pull up. That pulls the bobbin thread to the surface, and then we can hold both tails as we begin to sew. Holding on to them helps prevent a bird's nest or rat's nest or what, a big tangle of thread. This arrow that looks like it's turning around is how we backstitch. Hold the button down while the machine is backstitching. When you stop pushing it, the machine will go forwards again. Finally, at the end of the seam, push up the foot. We have a razor back here for cutting the thread.